What's going on? What's up, Azim? Good to see you. Thank you for swinging by. Today is absolutely a chill vibes, low energy, hanging out with no real goal day. That's why I specifically, dropped, decided I'm gonna hop in FF14 because it's one of those things where it's like, I'm just gonna pop into something I know and I'm good with and I'm comfortable with. And just, I was gonna, so I have, I can't go for 4 hours or anything. So, I was considering doing the next game I wanted to knock off for my 12 for 12, which is the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, which, from what I've seen, you can beat in 3.5-ish hours, because it is not long at all. And so I figure I want to be able to do it all in one stream, and so I can't go super long today. I also don't want to start something else, and so it's today I'm just going to do chill vibes, and we're going to hang out, and I'm going to have a cookie. And I'm dipping it in my coffee, because if you've never had cookies dipped in coffee, let me tell you, delicious. Oh god, my cookie is disintegrating. What game is this from? Oh, it's Persona 4. I clearly have not played enough Persona 4 in my life. I do know this one, though. This is Suikoden in 3. One of my favorite Suikoden in 3 songs at that. Hey, I can watch since we haven't done 7.5 yet, but I think you finished. Right, Liana, today is gonna be just... I'm not doing anything story related at all. What up, Caracal? I'm gonna be doing some grinding, daily roulette shit, and I'm gonna do probably some crafter grinding. Just hanging out, that's it. Just chillin', big chillin'. How about that I'm gonna tell you right now. Honestly, the only reason why I'm not, I knew it was coming in summer. My only issue, so, there have been some happenings recently. Part of also why I am forcing myself to stream and do things. I dropped some content on my short form socials today, which I can share with all of you. What up, Tank Mage? Good to see you. Part of why all that's going on is I'm just gonna show y'all. I made a picture in Meme Generator, which I dropped into a friend's Discord on Monday. And this will be the easiest way I can explain what's going on with me. It is what it is. It absolutely fucking sucks. No! Fuck! Shit. Hold on. That feels apropos. That everything about me goes away, but the fucking laid off sticks around. No, listen. It's not good. Obviously. In fact, it's bad. And I'm gonna have to figure it out very quickly with a very, very short runway. But it is what it is, so I'm moving in every way that I can. Listen, Azim, me too, dog. Me too. Surprise! And I'm not saying that to be a shot at you. It's just like, transparency, best medicine. I'm going to talk about it publicly because I'm going to tidy up my resume and post. And in addition to looking for stuff that is related to what I was doing in the, in programming related fields and whatnot, I've also going to branch out. Anybody who needs audio editing, video editing, whatever it may be. I'm actually already doing some audio editing for someone. That's what inspired me to do that. So, basically putting my talents. And I can show real quick, I actually can share with you all some stuff. So I am going to share with you all the video. If you haven't seen it, I've decided if I'm going to want to do the... Hold on one second. If I'm going to want to do... If I'm going to want to do voice acting, in addition to auditioning everything, I'm going to need to get some type of presence going where people can find things for me. And so I dropped this today on all the various sites. I will show you all, and then I can also show you tomorrow's. So I dropped this one today. Oh, hey, no, wait.
Fellow senators.
Wait,
friends.
Stop!
Colleagues.
Fine, fuck it. We're not gonna do it this
Allies.
way. We're gonna do it this way. Since it doesn't want to work. I'm gonna do it this way. Okay. If you have seen this already, because I posted it on all the various sites, apologize for forcing you to watch it a second time. If you haven't seen it already, well, it's on Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, whichever. You can find it on any of those. This one is up today.
Fellow senators, friends, colleagues, allies, adversaries. I stand before you this morning with a heavy heart. I've spent my life in this chamber. I came here as a child. And as I look around now, I realize I have almost no memories that predate my arrival, and few bonds of affection that cleave so tightly. Through these many years, I believe I have served my constituents honorably and upheld our code of conduct. This chamber is a cauldron of opinions, and we've certainly all had our patience and our tempers tested. in pursuit of our ideals. Disagree as we might, I am hopeful that those of you who know me will vouch for my credibility in the days to come. I stand this morning with a difficult message. I believe we are in crisis. The distance between what is said and what is known to be true has become an abyss. Of all the things at risk, the loss of objective reality is perhaps the most dangerous. The death of truth is the ultimate victory of evil. When truth leaves us, when we let it slip away, when it is ripped from our hands, we become vulnerable to the appetite of whatever monster screams the loudest. This chamber's hold on the truth was finally lost on the Gorman Plaza. What took place yesterday, what happened yesterday on Gorman, was unprovoked genocide. Yes, genocide. And the truth has been exiled from this chamber. And the monster screaming the loudest, the monster we've helped create, the monster who will come for us all soon enough, is Emperor Palpatine.
So that was the first one. That was the one from today. And then because y'all are here, you get to see tomorrow's early. Which this will be posted tomorrow. Also, these are posted with captions, but because I've got them on my phone with captions, because that's how I upload them, like, they don't have captions here, but they'll have captions. Accessibility matters, y'all.
What can I say to you? I remember how it felt to take that throne, all that it meant, and all that it did not. A god of war, a god of pain, of suffering, destruction. The Norn said I chase redemption that I know I can never deserve. What does that make me? A god of fools. A god of hope. When all else is lost. You lost everything and everyone, and you became... There is no forgiving you. You chose. I chose. What now? Should I, the same man, should I sit, take, proclaim, lead, place myself in service? Should I lose everything and everyone? There's to be enough left inside so that I do not become you. I do not know. But I have hope. You are cruel and arrogant and selfish. But you are more than that. You have always been more than what others saw. You are more than that.
Realized I was muted. So that's tomorrow's. And if you're wondering how I'm able to be chill and calm and okay, there goes my dog. Chill and calm and like able to do shit, having gotten that news, I've been sitting on it since Monday. And so, yeah, working from there. And basically I am getting my ducks in a row and making my plans and giving my steps. And good job. How many of these are you going to do for now? Oh, I'm going to do one a day for at least a couple weeks. Like, I need to build up a portfolio. So if anybody has any specific speeches, monologues, whatever, in any format that you would like to see me do, feel free to toss it at me. I might, Liana. I'm already definitely considering that one. Because I do want to, like, I want to run the gamut on styles and emotions and vocal tones and delivery and vocal fry and accent and all that. I'm, like, I want to have different things about. So, I'm even doing one from No Country for Old Men. Like, I have a whole pile I'm doing. I'm going to do some that are, like, song lyrics but transposed into speeches and delivered in certain ways. Like, I have a couple different ideas. But yeah, I'm going to be doing these for a while because it helps me build up a portfolio. And my only worry is if the algorithm's going to be like, yeah, we're not going to share this shit because you have built up so much of a following with not this. In which case I would create a VO-focused profile specifically for that. But we'll see. WeGraph and Miliutu quotes would be very timely right now. Listen, why do you think I started with Mon Mothma's speech? It took everything in my power to actually deliver the correct name of Emperor Palpatine at the end there. Like, specifically giving a speech with me saying the line, the loss of abject truth, like talking about the loss of abject truth. It was a choice, dog. It was a very, very intentional choice. So... Ba-da-la-beep. Yeah. So yeah, the TLDR is, I plan on doing more of those. And I'm going to be doing audio editing, video editing, so on and so forth, like such as and thus as well. And do the alliance raids as Viper. So I'm trying to get up my weekly mnemonics, tonestones. Well, I was going to poke you about seeing if we can throw Chronicle of Fire together since I've been having so much fun with Time of Drift, but yeah, you got way more... I mean, weirdly, I might have time for it now. We'll see. You know. We can talk that out. I actually have multiple TTRPG projects that have been in pre-recording stages as it is, so wouldn't hurt to add another one. So I'll see what I can throw together. But for the next couple days at least, I'm going to be focused on... For the next 2 weeks specifically, or the rest of this week and all of next week, because basically I have that runway for, like, hours still allotted for work. Hold on 1 second. I gotta check something real quick before I forget. Yeah. So for like this week and next week, I still have, basically the budget still allots for me to have hours, so I have that as my runway, essentially. So during that time, I'm going to still, I've already started yesterday with trying to do some driving. I'm gonna be doing already worked on, you know, working on the beginnings. I did one audio editing project I got tapped for. Going to be dropping these speeches. Like, I'm going to try, and I'm going to be putting out my resume, obviously, trying to get something, like, if there's a miracle Hail Mary I can land within these 2 weeks, it would be beautiful. So during this time, I'm pretty much purely going to be focused on all that. And then after the fact, you know, we'll go from there. Honestly, yeah, I mean, I was basically doing data entry in addition to the programming stuff, so... Like, I'm gonna post, I think if you put exclamation point, let me check. If I put, did I add it correctly? Or not? No, I don't think I did. Excuse me. Did I not add it? Also, on its anniversary, loved Seffi, Twitch, YouTube, donation, shut up, throne. No, I have a card now. So I was gonna... So I thought it would... I added it on here, but I didn't yet. If you go to card... I think it's card... Is it card.co or card.com? Card.co... Yeah, if you go to card.co/Anoriand... It's me, right? Nope, never mind. I'm a... goddamn fucking liar. Oh, it's because... Really? It's because it's anoriand.card.co. I got it inverted. Wait, is this? Hey! Hey, here's how you know the vibes are right today. Here's how you know the vibes are right today, because we get to do some Ivalice. Also, I did get my 4th hollow sword, so we got them bygone brass twin fangs. So now I need to work on getting the shit to make it augmented. And then I'll have at least the 2nd best weapon available. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing them Arcadion Savages to get the best weapon available. What up, AJ? But the reason why I'm doing this with level 100 character, by the way, is, as I said, trying to do get my tombstones up. So this one, it makes sense. Generally, what I've been doing is, like, each day of the week, I run my Chloe shit at the beginning of the week. That'll pretty much, like, it's extremely rare to not get at least 1 line. It happens, obviously, but generally I found I get at least 1 line. And so that'll give me 50 by itself. And so from there, if I do, the main story roulette and the Alliance Raids roulette each day as one of my level 100s. Also, I did get Paladin up to 100, so I can also do it with that. But I'm better equipped on Viper, so whichever. If I do main story and I do Alliance Raids, it takes me at most 4 days, and that's assuming that I'm not getting thrown into anything that gives me any mnemonic tombstones just by its natural being. So, you know. Oh, I didn't realize because of the level that I don't actually have a gauge to build up. I gotta get you to voice a Marvel character for my Henshin thing I was doing. Dude, feel free. Hello, like... Yes, obviously me posting me doing voice stuff is because I'm trying to get paid voice work, but also I'm posting things not paid because I know that you gotta do like, part of how you help yourself get into shit is doing shit. So if my voice is on more things, more people might see me and I can do things. So like, even beyond, hey, I like hanging out with my friends and doing fun things with my friends and it's fun to be with my friends. Also, selfishly, it's beneficial. So this is what we in the business call a win-win. Also, you said the words henshin, so... I also had to explain to someone recently, funny enough, how Power Rangers being so popular meant we got a very different Big Bad Beetleborgs than what was originally planned. If you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, my explanation I'm about to give is not going to help you. If you do know what the fuck I'm talking about, dope. If you're like, I know each of those words individually, but I don't know what the fuck you're talking about collectively, don't worry, I got you. Back in the day, obviously, when Saban brought over Power Rangers and it was a super mega massive hit, they were very much so trying to find the next super mega massive hit. And so they tried adapting other Toku series, right? One of the most notable ones, obviously people know, they tried bringing over, quote, Masked Rider, but they did it totally differently and it was very much not popular, things like that. However, one of the ones that, even if it was never on the same level as Power Rangers, was certainly somewhat successful, probably, I would argue, the second most successful of all their attempts, because people do remember it, is Big Bad Beetleborgs. And when they were bringing over Big Bad Beetleborgs, remember, in terms of production, it was around the time when Tommy lost his Green Ranger powers. And the original plan was Tommy, being such a fan favorite, was going to get his own show to lead. And it was going to be called Cybertron. However, and there is a pilot, by the way. You can go look. There is a pilot for Cybertron starring Jason David Frank. You can find that shit online on YouTube right now. However, the problem is, when they ran it to test audiences and focus groups, the focus groups were confused because they were like, oh, Tommy's in this show. Wait, what do you mean he's a different character? Oh, are they gonna like, is he gonna team up with the Power Rangers? Is this another Power Rangers team? And they were worried about the cross-branding. But also, some of them were like, well, but I want Tommy back on Power Rangers. And they were getting all that feedback, and that's when they already had the plans for a White Ranger, but the White Ranger was going to be a totally new character. Instead of that, they decided to bring Tommy back. And the dude who was going to play the new character, who was going to become the White Ranger, ended up becoming the lead star of, no, not Beetleborgs. VR Troopers. I said Beetleborgs this whole time. I meant VR Troopers. I said Beetleborgs. I meant VR Troopers. Because Beetleborgs, they always planned on bringing it over with kids. Even though it's so very different overseas. But, I mean, that's how they all are, basically. And so VR Troopers, the dude who was going to become the new White Ranger, got shuffled over to that project, and he became the lead on what we eventually would know as VR Troopers. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad was way more successful. You know what? You are correct there, actually. Yes. I completely forgot about that one. Although I think part of that is that instead of focusing on it being a team, it was almost more like it obviously was a team and they went into the computer and whatnot, but the presentation of the real life segments was almost very 90s teen sitcom. And it starred a Lawrence brother. Yeah. So like, I think that is what led to the success, is it allowed it to reach audiences who might not normally reach it. But yes, you are correct. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad was definitely more of a success than Beetleborgs. I would say Beetleborgs probably third. And then you start getting into the VR Troopers of it all. And then you get into, you know, the real were you watching shit in the 90s selections. And I'm gonna bring this one up, and if you know what the fuck I'm talking about, you should go ahead and go take a fiber supplement. Mystic Knights of Tiernan. God damn it, Caracal. You can't beat me to the punch like that. Mystic Knights of Tiernanog. Very ambitious for a time slot that can't have a hint of blood. Correct! See also, I remember the fucking transformations. Air above me, earth beneath me, water around me, fire within me. And then they found the Forest Ranger. And the Forest Ranger had forest before me. Because even on this show, they still had a green 6th Ranger, even though he was the 5th Ranger. I'm not gonna lie, I've been thinking about replaying 12, and playing this shit makes me want to replay 12 even more. We are virtual reality troopers. We are virtual reality. You know what's, I think my favorite is that I think like there's so many instances of, you know, Tokusatsu told one story and then they brought it to America and it's like, well, we can't have that for kids. And they told a completely different story. But I do think probably my favorite one of what the fuck are you talking about? Why would you do that? Is actually one of the most recent ones, which is, so Saban has such a, Ahime Saban had a fucking boner for having multi-season series. He genuinely, truly fucking hated the very concept of, you know, having your series just be one season and then move on. The idea was so antithetical to everything he believed in and stood for, which was ripping off, you know, young adults and young actors who could do martial arts. But as a result, they had Power Rangers Megaforce over here, and then they had Power Rangers Super Megaforce. And Super Megaforce was the American adaptation of Gokaiger. Why do I bring this up? Why the fuck am I even mentioning it? Because Gokaiger was the most slam dunk fucking series in the history of ever to get right. It was space pirates. But because they decided it was the same kids as Megaforce and they just gave them better powers, they couldn't turn them into space pirates. How do you fuck up space pirates? They also ruined, easily, not even into discussion, easily my favorite 6th Ranger in all of Tokusatsu, which is Gokai Silver. Easily my favorite. It's not even debatable. Okay? It's not debatable, it's not up for discussion. I fucking love Gokai Silver. Because his whole story is he is a gigantic Sentai nerd. And he loves Sentai so much that the Sentai Rangers, the Gokaigers that he runs into, because he actually meets them, end up needing his help. And he essentially gets visited by the spirits of the various 6th Rangers who just hand him a fucking morpher and they're like, yeah, you're a ranger now, bro, because he's got the Power Rangers equivalent of the heart of the cards. He loved Power Rangers so much he turned into one. That is the dream. It's such a cool idea, we made an anime out of it. When you get down to brass tacks, Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider is just the story of Gokai Silver, but Kamen Rider edition. So people obviously are down with that. They just fucking gave it up. Also, Haim Saban didn't have to allow a series to only be 1 season. Okay. Whatever you say, dog. Whatever you say. Oh, guys. Guys, it's math time. It's math time. This is the origin of Big Math, for those of you who remember. I swear to God, if I get asked if 51 is a prime number. I'm going to take the damage because I'm not going to lose my soul. Like, I will take the damage, I will take the vulnerability, you will not break my soul. Yeah, to be fair, in general, Sentai kicks Power Rangers' butts. That is fair. There are a handful of times that's not true. I will be honest, and anyone who says it's never true is a jerk. There's absolutely a handful of times where the Power Rangers equivalent actually does smoke the Sentai equivalent. Very specifically, America takes it with SPD. I'm just gonna say it. America takes it with SPD, and that's basically, is that because of Jacklanders? Yes. Next question. Oh, hold on. Gideon's calling me, let me make sure he's okay. Oh, cool, math, great, perfect timing. Yellow. What do you mean? Okay. I don't. I will. Hold on. I do not apologize. I do not apologize. One, I was distracted, but two, also, I will not be in the pocket of Big Math. Can I just say, I kinda wish... I know this came out before the Ivalice Chronicles did. I kinda wish they went back and gave Construct 7 his voice from the Ivalice Chronicles. Because it's fucking adorable. If you all are familiar with... If any of you are familiar with Final Fantasy Tactics, if you haven't played the Ivalice Chronicles yet, they gave Construct 7 the most adorable fucking voice. I'm not sure why, but it's the best choice. It's like, preparing for combat. I was so ready for like the classic analyze it, like just your regular, and then they made this thing sound like it was programmed by someone building a fucking Furby. Okay? Or a Poochie. Like, what do you mean? Oh, he was dancing. Like Ramza told him to dance. I didn't notice that before now, and that's adorable. Yeah, that shit hit me square in the chest. I stand by maybe the best decision I made when it came to the Ivalice Chronicles is every time a special character joined, I immediately replaced the generic in my army with them until my army was nothing but special characters. Just because I wanted to see their new dialogue. And I'm so happy I did, because there was so many cool moments. Like... Mustadio endeared himself to me so much more in Ivalice Chronicles. I mentioned it in the Discord, but like, if you bring him to the Riovane's Gate battle on the outside, he's like, his first turn he goes, Ramza, what should we make of these two? And he's talking about Rafa and Merrick, and Ramza's like, do not worry about Merrick, Mustadio. He is good. He's just, like, basically trying to tell him, like, he's just misguided because of the shit going on, but he's not a bad guy. And Mustadio's just like... Mustadio's just like... Alright, in that case, I'll try not to kill him then. Like, but just says it so matter-of-factly to her Rums, it's just like... Even in the middle of battle, you jape, Mustadio. You're a droll fella. Like, just coming off this thing of it's like giving across the energy of he can be in the middle of a life or death fight and he still has time for jokes. And I'm like, I love that shit. I love them. And exactly, Mustadio is the friend who doesn't lose who he is in the midst of all this shit. And it's so great that they did that. Obviously, the real standout was Agrius, because, like, come on, man. Her speech against Gafgarian was fucking superb. But Mustadio is also very good.
The Empire is a cancer!
Well,
and I am the father's blood.
Fucking Yazmat. This is the one thing that doesn't make me want to go back and play Final Fantasy XII. 20 million HP worth of a boss. Hey Josh, you're not a real Squirrel Girl fan if you don't play Marvel Rivals. Joke's on you. I played plenty of Marvel Rivals. But that being said, my defined waifu out of all the characters is absolutely... From when they first revealed, everyone was all about the others. I saw that thickness and I went... Come on now. Come on now. Fucking come on now. I know who I am. I got no reason to hide that shit.
Your suffering is not yet over.
It's like I saw someone post art of Vixen from the Justice League cartoon that they did on Blue Sky, and I just reposted it, and all I said was, "Oh." Because I am but a man. Derogatory. Wait, I was supposed to be on the plus side. Shit. I fucked it up. Oh no, I'm fine. Cool. I am a butt man. Is what I'm ultimately trying to get at, saying. I just said the words in a different order, you know? Ah, yes. This is, to be fair, technically accurate to what it's like to fight Yasmat. Sending everything you've got at it and seeing its health go down in the slightest increments possible. Because it has 20 million goddamn HP. Although they did add my boy Cyclops, so I might have to go back and try him.
Your suffering is not yet over.
Also, if you come in my chat and you call Cyclops boring, you're banned. Like, the man is basically the John Brown of mutants, except he is himself a mutant. You're being tainted by the old 90s cartoon. Oh shit. Archaeodemons! Shit. Shit. Send what we can at him. I am forever Cyclops' biggest defender. Both because the fact that he is tragically misunderstood because of people who saw the old 90s cartoon and thought he was absolutely this, like, boring, just plain Jane, vanilla, you know, generic hero type when there's so much more to him. And because, I'm sorry, have you seen his fucking outfit? He got that shit on. Cyclops may be literally the single best example of a character having an asymmetrical uniform and it working. Because asymmetrical uniforms so very rarely work, but his does. He got that shit on. Just need to see Cyclops in a pair of butters.
Your suffering.
Hey, gotcha, bitch. Oh, I need a hazmat card. What I do is I do just one at a time. I do the things I don't have for sure, but beyond that, I do just. I already have Legend of those. Okay. Don't need that. Is this? I'm good. Okay. No, and no, I'm good. I'll wait and see if I get the card, and if I don't, then I roll on the next one. No. Last shot. Nope. Okay. Damn. I didn't get a damn thing. That's fine. It happens. I got my shit though. My mnemonics stones. Sweet. First thing we're gonna do is go repair my shit. Also, AJ, I forgot to message you because I saw you message me the Sega Creator thing. I had already seen it and already applied. I forgot to message you. I was busy in the moment when I got it. But I had already seen it and absolutely already applied. But I'm glad you knew. I'm glad you knew to send that my way. And that I was absolutely the core audience for that. What up, Goose Rune? How you doing? Good to see you. Okay, we are good. Now, I'm going to swap to Warrior. Warrior! That's what I get for playing Metaphor recently, is I just hear fucking Stroll in my head now whenever I switch to Warrior. Warrior! Wait, what? That's, I want, yeah, I'm pulling this out. I want this for glamour. I did end up getting that. Okay, cool. Sweet Carolina. Bum, bum, bum. Cool. All right. Yeah, Warrior's my next. Basically, I'm kind of doing a multi-leveling thing, but for my higher end stuff, I'm like, if I can get, I might as well. All my tanks are 90, so like, why not just get them all to 100? So I figure I'll do this trial, then I'll do the high level dungeon, and then from there, I can just, you know, be hanging out with y'all, obviously, but from there I can, I just had to move that real quick. From there I can just, like, level crafting or whatever. I just kind of wish they made him a little thicker. He looks like a built twink to me, but also he's been forced to power up a whole company like factory and forced his eyes to be open kind of permanently. So he's ooh, that's fair. Also has a skin called Weapon M and has a team up with Wolverine. Oh, I gotta try that. Hello, today my therapist hit me with a thing, equating one of my trauma reactions to another of my trauma reactions and a connection I hadn't considered before that rocked me so hard I had to sit and eat chocolate pudding and stare blankly into space. How's your Wednesday been? Well, Dorian... So, I basically revealed, in addition to doing some cool stuff that I'm pushing for now and working on and all of that, I also revealed to everybody how I found out that I'm laid off. So, you know. Hey, no boogers. Thank you. Huh? When's mommy coming to get you? Huh? Why? So you're home this early? So why don't you see if you can go over there now? Okay. Oh, come up here real quick. Hold on. There is a purpose. I'm not just messing with my child. Which I have done on more than one occasion. It's a very valid thing to check. Grab the disc for 2K if you want to be able to play over there. Okay, but grab it now because the PlayStation's up here and you're not going to end up playing it before you go. So this way you don't forget. You get what I'm saying? Unless you already brought it over there? Or took it out or something? Okay. Love you. Burger. Will of the earth. For thee, my hatred is unending. Well, I don't like you either, pal. How's that? I think you're kind of a dick. I like them apples. But yeah, the TLDR, folks, as established just a second ago by me, is, I found out Monday I got laid off, in the evening. It was a complete surprise, because it was a shitty situation. I have no ill will towards my boss. This was not some me getting replaced by AI. This was not some me having my job outsourced for cheaper labor. This was nothing negative on behalf of my company. It was a situation that was impossible to see coming, essentially. And, you know, trying to do the best possible kind of situation. So... yeah, I am, I'm gonna be doing what I can to supplement my income, doing driving and deliveries and so on, but in the meantime, even all of the, no, like I said, I promise this isn't me just being a nice guy, like, knowing the situation, it really is one where, like, obviously, I feel bad for myself, like, for being here. But I also actually feel bad for my boss. And there is a reality where I get brought back in, you know, 3-ish months, if things go positively, for him in his life. So obviously, I hope that things go positively for him in his life. But yeah, this is not this is not... He is dealing with the results of capitalism in the exact same way that I am dealing with the results of capitalism. Okay? So, you know, I don't want to lead some hate campaign against them at all. Not even slightly. But in the meantime, I do have to figure shit out. So I took Monday night and basically did dick all of importance. I took yesterday, did some driving, and did some processing. And today is when it was like, okay, I'm gonna record some stuff, I'm gonna put in some effort, I'm gonna do some things. I am going to start getting the ball rolling in the way that it needs to roll. And so we'll get there, you know? I am in good spirits. I am not letting this destroy me. But, you know, this is where I will definitely ask for support, but the support is more so like I said, I'm going to be pushing, oh god, I need... Hey, are you kidding me? Sorry, I got off work right now, I forgot. I was trying to be like, how am I going to phrase this so that it's like not me being a dick? Yeah, so TLDR is, this is where I'm going to ask for support. I'm not saying that as like, you know, monetary support. I'm not sitting here like, obviously, anyone wants to throw me, you know, $10 or whatever, I'm not going to say no. But the point is, you know, here's a sub, whatever it may be. But what I'm saying more so is like, I'm going to be pushing, like, I showed the monologues I'm starting to roll out, which I started with today, things like that. If you follow me on any of the given platforms where I do it, Instagram, TikTok, you know, YouTube, Blue Sky, obviously, you know, I'm not saying all those, but if you follow me on any of those, I will be posting that stuff daily. If you could take the time, especially if you see it, and just throw a like and a retweet or repost or whatever, a boost on that kind of shit, would make a lot of help. Because just fighting the algorithm is always the most fun battle. One way or the other, we're gonna get through this. I don't have a choice. And to be honest, for me, there is absolutely a possibility that it gets worse before it gets better. But if you think my ass is gonna give up, you don't know me. I am stubborn to a fault. So, which is why, once again, thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I do truly appreciate it. Today's not even a day of any real, like, productivity, so to speak, especially in this game. I'm just kind of here chilling. And y'all are hanging out, and that's awesome. Well, story productivity. Obviously, I'm leveling and such. Also, in less sad news, well, actually, that's a lie, because I'm about to say some sad news, but in less sad news in the sense of having nothing to do with employment, I have recently been rewatching House. And, because it's my favorite show. Like, I truly do love it. And I got to the end of season 4, and I just had to do that thing where I stopped and asked myself, why the fuck do I do this to myself? Because for those of you who are unfamiliar, season 4 of House ends with a 2-parter episode. Part 1, House's head. Part 2, Wilson's heart. Let me tell you. I knew it was gonna hurt like a bitch, because it always does. But I got to the end of that. I was like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I got to the end of that shit, and you're damn fucking right, I cried. Also, one of the things that I'm constantly reminded of when going back and watching House is that obviously Hugh Laurie is a talented, hilarious individual, but the emotional core of that show and the reason it is as good as it is Robert Sean Leonard as Wilson. And it's not close. Like, House works for the same reason Frasier works. Which is, the main character is an ass, but you do believe that there is some hope for him. And that is because the character whom the main character is closest to sees something in them that the audience doesn't necessarily. And that character is someone who you can't help but love. And is also able to spar with them like no one else can. Yo, I had up Rampart. Okay, obviously we can't do... Okay. They put ER on Netflix. Hold on. And I had to watch this in the fucking 90s when it originally aired. Let me tell you, after watching The Pit, it absolutely solidified how damn good Noah Weil is as an actor. You know what else is funny about ER? It reminds me, because this is absolutely true. You know that there is exactly one guy to have, in the same year, the #1 rated movie, or a #1 ranked movie, a #1 bestseller, and a #1 rated TV series simultaneously. And it's Michael Crichton. And he did it twice. He did it in '94 with ER, Jurassic Park, and trying to remember the name of the book, and it's pissing me off. And then he did it again in 95 with ER again. The movie was Twister, and the book was The Lost World. Crichton was a fucking lot. He went to med school, okay? And he just decided to become a writer because he realized something which is factually true, which is when you're talking about medical dramas, things like that, you don't need to be super insanely accurate. You need to be good enough that the audience thinks they're smart for being able to follow along, but the reality is you don't actually want to get trapped up in the minutia, so just skip out on unnecessary details. And he's 100% right from a writing perspective for, like, TV and such. He was also 6'9". Like, just casually 6'9". And so you're basketball tall. What do you mean? Like, was some of his shit formulaic? Sure. And that's because the fact that he literally knew the formula. You can get mad at it. But he literally knew the formula. He was like, this is the formula. And he was right. Because the fucking formula worked. He was a big boy. Tumble suggests that he wrote about a theme park going wrong out of spite for being denied the opportunity to ride theme park rides. I wouldn't be surprised. I still think my favorite, like, writer tidbit is that Stephen King once almost wrote a horror story about the women's bathroom. Like, the idea was this guy, but the reason why he didn't is he couldn't figure out what to put in there. But, like, this guy running late, gets to the airport with his wife, and she has to go to the bathroom, and so she goes in. He's like, hurry. Okay, she goes in. Then a couple minutes later, this other guy's wife goes in, and, like, they don't come out, and they realize, so then they send in someone to go check, and that person doesn't come out, and, like, the idea is, oh, they call in SWAT, and they do this, and they do that, but, like, the reason he didn't do it was because he couldn't figure out what to put in the bathroom that would have been scary enough, which is just... okay, man. My favorite story is that he wrote a thing, and he hated it, so he trashed it. His wife saw it in the trash and took it out, and later told him, you have to finish this. It was the book Carrie. Oh, you know. One of the most seminal works of horror of all time. This shit sucks. Just casually. Shit's booty cheeks. Might as well have written Manish on the beach shebang. Oh, I'm not standing right here, that's for... No! Over here. Yup, cool. Okay. Sweet, you did. This is one of those dungeons where it took me a bit to remember it. But then I was like, oh yeah, the bees. No. You've been having tummy issues as it is. I am not going to contribute to you having more tummy problems, sir. No. Fundorian fact. I love the book Misery. I read that book over 100 times, not an exaggeration. I kept count. That's summer before high school. I'd spent that long as my special interest as I dug into the layers. You love that cock-a-doodie book? I'm obviously not taking an actual shot at Misery. For those of you who are unaware, that is a reference to dialogue in Misery. Up here! Kathy Bates. Fucking incredible in the movie. Like, also shout out to James Caan, obviously. I'm not an asshole. But, man, Kathy Bates. That was an all-time performance. It is one thing, like, it is always a talent when an actor can make you like them. But when an actor who you traditionally like can make you hate them, that's impressive. Great. Like, it's the reason why I always will hold up 1 hour video as one of the gold standard of horror movies. Or I guess psychological thriller, whatever you want to call it. Because Robin Williams, oh man, oh he taught you some shit in that movie about, he's like, motherfucker, I went to Juilliard. Like, he was not just Mork and Genie. No! Trying to think of another example of an actor who you generally like making you truly hate them. Because it's not as common as you'd think. Like, even when, like, there's plenty of examples where a character is played by an actor you traditionally like who turns out to be bad, but very often they spend the majority of this movie being enjoyable. You know what I mean? I think a good example, and this is kind of a spoiler alert, but, like, it's not like it was a movie from last year or anything, so I don't feel bad. The first Knives Out movie, Chris Evans is excellent in it. And yeah, he kind of the antagonist. But he spends so much of the movie making you think he's not. That's kind of the whole point. Kathy Bates, you don't spend very long before you realize she's a problem. Like, it is a very, very short walk from, oh, this lady is nice, to,
Oh, okay.
David Tennant as the Doctor versus Kilgrave. Yes, yes, that is actually another excellent example, because he is immediately a douchebag. Immediately a douchebag. And it's hard to hate David Tennant. It really is. That man is a saint. But boy howdy if he didn't succeed in making me hate his guts. Again, that is hard to do when you're really likable. And very impressive. But the thing is, okay, and this is gonna be, okay, hot take coming in, okay? Hot take, I understand. What I'm about to say is a hot take. But it is how I feel. I don't know that I count Liev Schreiber there, because I don't know that I put him in the same category of immediately lovable actor slash actress as like David Tennant or Kathy Bates. Not that he's not. Right? It's not that he's like not affable. I don't want to be misunderstood, right? I'm not saying, but there's a difference. It's more like Liev Schreiber I can look at and just see like, oh, you can play a range of roles. Kathy Bates, it was one of those things where it's like, fuck you mean you're a bad guy? Like, it feels antithetical to who she is. You know what I'm saying? It just immediately felt off. In a good way. Like, in a really skilled way. I'm getting the healer stuff because I'm also making it to where, like, level 50 is going to be my baseline on classes and such. But, okay, cool. Come warrior there. So... and that's all of the stuff I can do roulettes for the day, right? Cool. All right, so I guess let me go repair my shit. Gonna take a minute and eat real quick while I talk. Hold on one second. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna eat real quick. And then we will continue from here. Sir, no. I'm gonna pull aside a couple of fries, and I'm not gonna give it to you until I'm done eating, so that you stop bugging me. 'Cause otherwise, you'll want to eat the whole freaking thing. Tangentially, Liev is incredibly gender inclusive, supportive, and also the movie Taking Woodstock, he plays Vilma, an ex-Marine drag queen. That kicks ass. It's always good when you get to see people aren't shitbags. Should I work on level... You know what? I'm going to work a bit on Blue Mage. And we'll go to Mordana. Mordana! As far as I'm aware, this is the best place to level until I hit 50. Let me double check, see if it's elsewise. What? I usually do light mayo on the McChicken, but it's fine. Kathy Bates playing Matlock was not on my ping. Matlock? The hell? Oh! Speaking of weird castings. So, hold on. They're doing a new movie that has Hercule Poirot as a character. And I'm about to show you Hercule Poirot, who's playing him in the new thing. Because I was very confused. Him. Edward Bluemel. Now, he might be a fine actor. He might be a fine gentleman. I don't know. What I do know is, you are not Hercule. Oh, go fuck yourself, Dorian. How dare you? I love Kenneth Branagh. But, even beyond that, the point is, whether you like Kenneth Branagh, whether you don't, whether you like anyone or don't. Although, listen, I like Kenneth Branagh in general, but like... we all know that that's not the Poirot. Okay? we all know that's not the guy. Here's my problem, though. Hercule is supposed to be an older man. Like, this isn't me being a dick or splitting hairs. Hold on. There we go. Now I can appease the puppy gods. Here, come here. Come here. Up. If you want the food, up. Here. Up. Come on. No, up. There we go. There you go. Yeah. He's supposed to be an older man. He is an older gentleman. It's his way of carrying. He can be a little crotchety. He can slap a police officer. He can question guys to their face. Like, that's part of who he is. So when you make him some young twink, it's like, but that doesn't work. Like, there are characters where it's like, oh, this is a young reimagining of the character. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But I'm not saying he can't be a detective. I'm saying he's not yet going to be Hercule. Technically, Edward Blumel is only 9 years younger than David Suchet when he started playing the role. And it's going to be set before the book start. I understand it's going to be set with him being younger. I get it. And also, yes, but the difference is the appearance. And you want to call me ageist, go for it. Like, you're allowed to. But it's the look, man. It's the look. Like, he don't look the right level of mature, and maybe that's unfair of me, but it's the reality, dog. I'm judging what I'm looking at. There is like Agatha Christie wrote the character to be an older gentleman. And there's just a certain amount of older gentleman that I don't believe he is. And maybe that's unfair of me, but it is the reality. Okay. Also, my favorite version was Peter Ustinov. Fair. Sweet. Oh. Come on. So here's the thing with Blue Mage. You can't level it the normal way, because you can't do dungeons and such with other people. So the way you level it is just killing shit. You get much more experience compared to other classes, so this actually works here. I think we can hang out, chill. It's an easy way I can have something to talk and do whilst leveling Blue Mage. No, shit. I'm more of a Miss Marple guy, TPH. Badass old woman who fights crime while knitting. Speaks to my textile crafting soul. Fair. I have plenty of other characters I would go to. It's just, I don't know. Listen. Is this the biggest deal? No, absolutely not. But come on, man. Like, it really just feels like you're trying to do a thing just to say you did it. And we didn't need it. I think I have just barely enough time to get this kill in before I lose the chain boost. Unless I miss, but... Sweet! Nice. Wait, did I miss it? Ah! I'm gonna interrupt so that I can do this. Gonna take me a second to take out both of them like this, but it's fine. Leave me alone! I understand it's stupid to say leave me alone when I pick the fight, but... You know what they say. Do as I say, not as I do. Also, leave me alone. Yeah, I'm getting 8,000-ish experience per kill over here, so... Okay, but if they put Francois Arnaud in the role, I'd be... But that's kind of the thing, right? I just feel like, guys, there is not a shortage of mature Frenchmen. Okay? Or Dutchmen. You know, if it wasn't for, you know, Revelations, Gerard Depardieu could have been a great answer, but, you know. Unfortunately, we can't have nice things. Also, fun fact, I didn't start watching Heated Rivalry because I'm Canadian, not because I love hockey, not even because I'm gay and right of gay romance. No, I started watching it because it was Francois Arnaud who narrated my favorite World War I documentary. Honestly, fair. Oh shit, Swiftcast is up. This is why I waited until I had a much higher leveled Chocobo and character and everything before trying to level Blue Mage. Because having an effective ally really does make this a good bit easier. Also, I do need you to know, Dorian, I'm not judging you for that sentence, okay? For the obvious reasons of, you know, glass houses and all that. But I don't know that there is a more autistic phrase than my favorite World War I documentary. That may actually be the most autistic phrase it's possible to utter in the human language. Alright, I'm gonna miss out on the thing anyways, so might as well toad oil. On the, what's it called? chain bonus continuing. Oh, it's absolutely my ADHD special interest. So yes, it is. Yeah. So, like I said, no judgment. I don't know. Get someone talking about comics and how it relates to IRL with events, and you might see super autism. Well, no, but I could do that. Also, my frustration at the lack of people, you know, who show off Gambit and Rogue when it comes to pride shit. And I'm not saying they should be the dominant factor of pride shit by any means. But I am saying I would like you to show me a better example of a loving, functional, what do you mean Mystique and Destiny were the first lesbian couple? Once again, I'm not trying. Gambit and Rogue are not lesbian. The reason I bring up Gambit and Rogue is because I would like you to sit and tell me what is a better example that you have ever seen in media of a good, healthy relationship that involves anything to do with asexuality. I'll wait. Because people get, and I've done a whole bit on this before, but people get Gambit and Rogue's connection wrong all the time, and it genuinely pisses me off. Because the whole thing always gets presented as Gambit's so smooth, Gambit's so debonair, he could have any woman he wants except the one woman he wants. And putting it that way is so deeply wrong and annoying because it makes it like Gambit's not happy with being with Rogue just because the fact that there are physical limitations to sex, which is just flatly not the case. Okay? Yeah, I didn't say it wasn't gay. I didn't say Gambit and Rogue were the best example of pride shit. I said they never get brought up in regards to pride shit, which is annoying because, like, that's absolutely an asexual romance, and a happy one. Like, Gambit loves him some Rogue. He's good. He's fine. He's oh-fucking-K. He accepts her as she is. He doesn't feel a need to change shit. Why? 'Cause there's nothing wrong with her. There's nothing wrong with her. She is who she is, and he loves who she is. So we can't have sex? All right, cool. That's on me to just adjust and adapt and find the ways to love you. And he does. It's why I hate Rogue Nito shipping so much, because I'm like, you guys do not fucking get it. You do not fucking get it at all. To a frustrating degree, you do not get it. Gambit looks at Rogue and sees love. He doesn't see someone who needs to be fixed. He doesn't see someone who needs to be changed. He doesn't see someone who needs to be used. He sees someone who he loves and who he wants to help and who he wants to protect. And that's it. And that's all he ever needs to see, and he knows that. It's one of the reasons he a fave, TBH. Yeah. All right, well, it's 47. People not getting the queer allegory that is the entire X make my brain hurt. Correct. What's gay about the X-Men? What isn't, dog? Literally, what isn't? I might try and go see how I do with Hapalites. I don't know if it'll be any better, but I figure it's worth trying. See how it goes. I'll quickly take out. No, I won't. I'm gonna keep it pushing. See if I can make it to a Hop Elite while I still have Chain and how it goes. I can. Sweet. It's 48, not 49, so this isn't necessarily any better, but does have the advantage. Like that shit during the AIDS crisis was one of the reasons I even made it out of the 90s. Don't know what to tell. Just, it's very gay. It's very gay shit. Shit! Fucked up. Hit the wrong thing. At some point I probably need to switch to playing with my controller. Like, just adapt to using it, because I've seen so many people who are like, it is objectively better, man. Don't do this to yourself. Shit. This isn't gonna be great. No, I need toad oil. Getting an early Mind Blast, that hopefully... Nope, 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 nope. Oh, fuck. Okay, this is gonna be a problem. This is why this place was not recommended. I'm gonna get the shit kicked out of me, aren't I? Shit! I fucked up horribly. Toad oil helps immensely, but still. That. Get in some paralysis. That helps this whole process. Okay. Amelia do some healing would be nice right about now. Sweet. Okay, cool. That wasn't the best usage of my capabilities, but you know what they say. Sometimes, if you want to make an omelet, you gotta just fuck everything up, man. And God's bless Isad Rabich for his gay Wolverine Nightcrawler cover. Apparently an answer to was that on purpose with a Cheshire grin and no one at Marvel noticed. Correct. I do love them finally acknowledging Logan as bisexual. Because, like, I'm sorry. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that Logan is as old as he is. Has been around for as long as he has, and he hasn't done the do with not one man. Come on. Like, eventually you're just gonna get bored. You're gonna try because you're curious. Jean Grey introducing Cyclops and Logan. This is my boyfriend, and this is my boyfriend's boyfriend. Actually, one of the best ideas I've ever seen someone share is they were saying how they would love to get a chance to write the Punisher. And very specifically, they would want to make Frank Castle bisexual. With the idea being that, like, he ends up being able to confide after all these actual wars as well as emotional wars he's been through. The place where he can finally confide in someone and have an emotional connection is in the arms of another man who has been through war. I was like, I'm listening. I'm listening. You got my attention. Like, Frank just can't connect with any old person because he is a being of pain and trauma. It would need to be around someone who understands what he's going through. Well, very few people will ever understand what Frank's going through better than someone else who has fought, who has spent their life fighting. One more chain cycle of enemies, and I'll be at 48. And I think just to not get mind numbing with it, I'll stop there, and I'll swap over to trying to level mining a bit. Just feels easy enough to do. I want them to make the ultimate blue magic in the game Grand Delta whenever they finally decide, like, this is as high as we'll let blue mage ever level. Because I am just a shill for the games of my past. Kill these two, and that'll be enough to get me to 40. What the? Cool. Bing, bing, bang, da boom. We got nothing. No, I'll get a whole bunch of upgrades once I hit 50, but until then. All right. I'm gonna swap to miner because that's what I've been. I'm gonna become a miner. That's a funny joke. I don't even care. Okay. Check my gathering log. Next up is Ron's Lake or Drybone in Upper Lenosha. It is pronounced Lenosha, right? You're absolutely right. If previously mentioned, Special Interest is legit WW World War I. Those have read a lot of primary sources. And sexuality is a whole lot more fluid than a lot of people realize, and trauma is absolutely bonding it. Yeah! No, that's... The first time I heard, I was like... Oh, that's a neat take. Like, not being a dick. Let's see. Red shard. Oh, turquoise. Ain't nothing. There we go. And then what can I do to increase? That's a bit much. Staying with sharp vision. Cool. 93%. Good. Hell yeah. Oh, I already got everything in the log. I'm just doing this. Okay, cool. Gotta run, but apparently the way to power level is to head down to a max level for blue area and have a friend who isn't outside your party around. Tag a monster and then annihilate you. I think it's a Tempest that's best. Yes, the problem is I don't want to force anyone to log in kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it was like, eh. Wait. Did this actually give the best experience return? Or this? Come on! Son of a bitch! Okay. Next time I'm available, I will let me know. Anyway, have a good rest stream. Appreciate you, Liana. I hope you have a good one. Bitch. Cool. There we go. That's how we do it. Cool. As long as I'm dealing with this. Put like things together as needed. Clear vision goes here to stack with those. It's specific for one. For some reason. Okay, cool. And let me extend my experience boost. Everyone I can get is useful. Okay. Hell yeah. Exciting, folks! This is what real hardcore gaming looks like. You may not like it, but you'll learn to respect it. I don't need art recall. I don't even know why I've got it on here. It doesn't go on this particular thing. Alright. Too far away. Getting close. Cool. Yeah, you bastard. Over the duration of this, going for raw turquoise might be wiser because it gives me, it gives me less experience per, but if I'm more reliably getting it, probably worth. Let me enable quick gathering moving forward. That should help speed this up. Oh, shit. Well, let's go for this. Sweet. Fine. A fate? I don't want to be in a fate. Josh, just gonna say when the summer skins come out, no one will hear from me until I've earned enough in-game cash to buy them all. I will see you in 6 years. And Godspeed. All right, listen, I don't know. Hey, what up, Lily? Thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. How are you doing today? I don't know why I have Nightmare as the mount on here. That doesn't even make sense. The horse is fine, but it should be Golfaxi. If I'm gonna be gathering minerals and shit, mining, it should be the Titan horse. Look. Lurking for a bit while putting around doing chores after work. All right, appreciate you swinging by. Hold on a second. All right. Okay. This probably isn't great for streaming, but I will be real. There's something very soothing about the gathering grind. It's kind of peaceful, you know? Especially when monsters are leaving you the fuck alone and you can just run around and gather. And you find a good circuit with no one else around that you can just do your thing, unbothered. In neurospicy terms, this is parallel play. Kind of. Kind of. Using that video I linked you, which one? Very non-specific with you. The one on the memes channel recently. Give me a sec and I will look. Boom. Okay. Mimis. Who is this? Okay. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm confused. But you can count on your one hand the amount of people who have survived an encounter with Kratos, and she's one of them! He fought Thor! That axe was hers! I'll fuck with Mulan, right? magic and on steroids. He's a giant stallion. Fighting gods of war. All right, I think I've calmed down. Fuck you, Asmongold.
I had not seen that before this moment. I like that guy. I like that guy. He has a certain je ne sais quoi in his delivery of fuck you, Asmongold. So as I said, there's a part I know Nora's gonna love. Let's see what part. Well, I also do like specifically referring to her as a stallion, because we all know what he means by that. He didn't call her the stallion, but she's a stallion. But yes, no, fuck you, Asmongold. And all these fucking right-wing assholes. More like God of Laundry. Shut up and suck my dick, bro. You wish you could get a woman like Laufey to spit in your direction. And you would probably pay them to do so. Like, Kratos fell in love with that woman when she fought him to a goddamn standstill. Also, again, I don't know if you realize, like, Laufey. Do you know who that is in Norse mythology? Like, I understand you're used to seeing him as Loki's dad instead of Loki's mom. But she's still Loki's parent. She's still the greatest warrior among the frost giants. Traditionally. My only issue with this game, and I spoke about it on Maximum Hearts 2 weeks, so I won't get too into it, but my only issue, which was mainly the issue I had before when it was being rumored, before it was actually fully announced, was I was ambivalent / worried. It had nothing, and I do mean nothing, to do with the idea of a game starring Laufey by itself. My only real concern and issue and worry was that, like, just being honest, I didn't know how much I trusted, you know, Cory Barlog and company and, like, that whole team to write a story focused on a woman character who got to be her own woman character and whose story did not revolve around the men in her life. And that was my worry. Because I felt like she might get underserved. Then I found out that Alana Pierce was brought in to write. Then I found out that the director of the game is actually a woman who they brought in to lead the project. And all of these different things. And I'm like, okay, now I get to just be excited and enjoy this really, really cool looking thing. That looks awesome. These guys call themselves gamers, and it's crazy because they fucking hate gaming, obviously. Like, I just don't get. They have to hate gaming. They say they love gaming. They say they just want to protect their thing. But they have to hate gaming, because whenever they get the chance to have more of it, whenever they have to get the chance for it to become better, for it to become something they can truly love and enjoy more, they get upset. So, like, I don't know what you actually want. Sweet. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to Thanolin. I'm gonna repair my shit. What do you expect from a bunch of dorks whose closest proximity to a vagina is one they crawled out of? Not a lot, but I'm just pointing out the reality of the matter. Because that's the thing, is like... You don't really love games, man. You don't. If you love games, you want all types of games to be made. You don't want anything that is explicitly hateful to be made, to be clear. Like, because they always try and point that shit out, and that's how we end up with fucking Plantation Simulator. Is them basically trying to be the worst kind of trolls who aren't creative or smart enough to come up with an actual original thought. And be like, okay, so this is a game, you want all the games, right? No, you're an asshole and go fuck yourself. But you want all types of games and stories and ideas to be told, even if it isn't necessarily what you want. Because that means more games. That means more people playing games, which means there's more money in games, which means more games, which eventually means more of the games that you want, jackass. But the problem is you only want to or are willing to engage with it on your terms, and there's such very specific, very losery terms. If you are not being actively pandered to, you collapse like a child. Okay, I'm gonna upgrade everything but the hat. Yeah, I'm gonna get some better gear, because that'll help the consistency of my shit. I have literally some gear that's like level 15. I know I don't need it at all, but it'll just make this whole thing easier, which is kind of the point. Oh, that sounds like the Marvel Rivals Discord when they found out Black Cat was getting nerfed. Unsurprising that they are, in fact, the goddamn worst. Well, I'm definitely not going to get a weapon because I don't need it, but... Don't need to have gear. Need gathering. There we go. Linen doublet. I'll eventually be able to craft this kind of shit and not have to worry about it. Until then, let's get some upgrades. Please don't give stats. That's what the money's for. Is that what I'm already using? No. Some extra there. LOL. And then, are there any rings that matter to this? Guess I could do it. Nope. Can't buy it. Regular one and that one high quality one. Cool. Sweet. Let's do it. Bing. Much better. Now, where's the other spot we can go to? That might be a better idea to go. Go to Dry Bone. Oh, sweet. Yeah. So I can stay here in Thanolin. Okay. Let me see this. People who play on Smurfs to bully low elos with her and Daredevil are mad that both are getting nerfed. They blamed healers and low elo for their own actions. Exactly. They are adding Cyclops, though, and that was pretty cool. Yes! I'm excited for Cyclops and to get to try him out. Okay, trust the process, but this is the same kind of thing shown in the show For All Mankind. Premise being that the Soviets beat the US to the moon landing. That one changed snowballs because, like, the whole space race doesn't peter out. Tech advances quicker, same thing in games. If you show what can be done and what can be made, you end up with masterpieces like E33, like Stardew Valley and the like. Incredible things. You'd think right-wingers would be more into trickle-down, what have you. Have you seen... Did you see he has a Gene plushie for his accessory? No, but I want it! Alright, I'm gonna have to fucking boot up Marvel Rivals again, clearly. I have to do it for the good of man. Sweet. Oh, raw rubelite, 78%. So with that, I can get up to a consistent 93%. Hell yeah. For level 45 mineral. You need to play Warframe is what you need to do. I do not need to play Warframe. And the reason I don't need to play Warframe is because if I ever start playing Warframe, Samantha Bayart is going to rightfully make fun of me because of how many Warframe jokes I've made over the years.
You don't know what it's like being at war in these frames. You can take the frame out of the war, but you can't take the war out of the frame. Warframe.
Those are the kind of things we would often say to each other. This is absolutely the way to go. It's not, like, that technically did not, like, add enough to... Like, the amount of time I just spent doing that is probably greater than I would have spent just continuing to gather. But it makes it faster on the actual gathering, which will... and more consistent, which will make this easier to do mentally. And yet it's such an incredible story and so much fun to play Fast Ninja Mech. Here's my problem. If I was to play Warframe, I know what I would play already, and I don't think I can get the cool version of it right now, which makes me less want to play, which is the Wukong frame. Because Wukong kicks ass. And knowing there's a Wukong frame makes me want to play the Wukong frame. What up, Shan? Yeah, today's a chill day. I finished the MSQ. I finished all of the normal raids, all of the alliance raids. I even realized I actually was missing an alliance raid. I didn't realize, like, these over here, like the variant dungeons, I did one of them. I will eventually get to the others. But what I realized is one of the ones that was sitting over here, I thought it was another variant dungeon, which is Aglaya. I didn't know that it was an alliance raid, and I never clicked that I never did the Endwalker alliance raid. So I ended up running and doing those as well. But, like, I'm basically caught up on all that shit. So today it was like, okay, we're just gonna do some roulettes. We're gonna do some grinding. We're gonna chill. We're gonna hang out. Low energy, low effort, no biggie. Just kind of hanging out, talking and chilling. Low, easy vibes. I did all of my roulettes that I hadn't done yet. And also, I leveled Blue Mage from 46 to 48, just to kind of get a little bit done without having to worry about overdoing it. And now I'm doing this. I'm just kind of bouncing between stuff to keep it interesting. I'm gonna try and get, because I'm all the way up to 43, I'm gonna see if I can get up to 45. I'm already post-game on Warframe. Wait, so you play Warframe and Rivals and 14? My brain could never. It's too much. And Overwatch. It's too much. It's too much for my brain. Also, no rush nuisance, but I messaged you something when you have a sec. I bounce around to whatever I don't play them all at the same time. Okay, that makes sense. Come on. So close to 44. I should be using this because I think it maxes out when I level up. It's not really a reason not to. Vision. Bing. Sweet. Oh, it doesn't max out when you level up. Never mind. I was wrong. Well, whatever. You live and also you learn. Yeah, I'm the same way. Right now, I modded 7 Days to Die into high-res Minecraft. You were telling me about that. Sorry. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Oh, sweet. This is now getting me all the way up to 98%. What the? That's weird. Just gonna go boom ba doom. Yeah. Yeah, let me get up to 45, do the quest, and then might call it there. But today, yeah. The idea was today I couldn't go forever. So I just kind of wanted to be able to chill and hang out with people. I definitely need to make sure I'm doing stuff. I'm pushing in the algorithm. You know, some of you were here at the beginning of stream. Some of you heard it already, but might as well reiterate because new people have popped in since the last time I said it. Monday, I got the news essentially that I have been laid off. It absolutely fucking blows. You know, it is a fuck capitalism thing, but not my company. It is it is what it is, Shan. Like, essentially, it was that, I'm not at, like, some big super named company or whatever, but the company I was working for, you know, was being run / financed by a guy who is no longer where he was, and it's created some flux, and it's a whole thing. So, you know, things happen, you move on, you find ways forward. I'm not going to let it destroy me. It happened Monday. I've taken my 2 days to kind of like wallow and process, and now I'm doing what I can and moving forward and finding my ways to be productive and be cool. But part of it is definitely going to be in putting forward a social media presence, showing off like monologues and content and things like that, trying to get more voice acting work. I'm going to be putting myself out there for audio editing and video editing and, you know, all of that. And so definitely wanted to make sure I went live today so that I could, you know, keep myself pressing in all the algorithms and people getting to see me and blah, blah, blah. But also, I will be back most likely Friday, barring any issues. I'll be back Friday, and when I stream on Friday, I will probably be streaming The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, which is the next of my 12 for 12 games. And it has a runtime of about 3.5 hours, which is why I didn't want to do it today, because I knew with the intro and us possibly stopping to laugh or talk, or the amount of time I take to read because I'm reading the game and things like that, because I don't believe it has any sort of voice acting, that it would probably end up veering closer to 4-ish hours. And it's like, you know, that's probably enough that I can do one long stream instead of multiple shorter streams. So let me do that. So today I just wanted to be able to chill and take it easy. So we're going to get this to 45. I'm going to do the 45 quest. And then I'm going to, you know, that'll be that. And then probably Friday I'll be back, like I said, and we'll do The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. And barring any issues, we'll both start and complete that game on Friday. And then move on to something else for Saturday. Okay. So like I said, appreciate any support anyone can provide, but most specifically right now, genuinely speaking, the best support that can be provided is like, if you see me post, you know, hey, I'm going live, or I dropped a monologue or whatever, a like or a repost or whatever on whatever platform you see it on goes a long way. So that's the main thing that can be used, is just making sure people are seeing my stuff, which can provide me with more opportunities, which can, you know, possibly help allay this whole situation. So, we will see. I am not going to let myself be broken. Not by a fucking long shot. Might get a little annoyed. Definitely gonna get a little sad. Definitely not gonna get broken. I have already been putting plans in motion to be able to manage it. Okay. Paizo took a... Yeah! I just heard about that. And from what I understand, that's another case of, like some real fucked up shit, in that it's not, again, it's the same as with me, where it's not like, oh, we're outsourcing your job because of AI, or, you know, we found people to do this cheaper overseas or some shit like that, where it's just like shitty capitalism. Instead, it's just like they're basically looking at their finances like, we literally, between tariffs and between this and between that, we don't have the option to keep people. We don't want to lose anyone. We are just fucked. I vote this poem for your voice acting highlights reel, or just for whatever you need a boost of. When all else fails, there's always Spite to keep you going. I will pull that up. I will check it out in just one moment. Oh, that is... Whoa, hold on. Pause. Whoa, what the fuck sword is that? Grand Champion's Guillotine. Apparently I gotta get the Grand Champion's weapons. That is clean as fuck. But that requires doing the Savage... the Savage, Arcadion raids, right? But damn, does that look good. Ba-da-bum. Let me get over to here, and then I will take a look at that. Okay. Oh, Invictus. Oh, this is a classic. Yeah. Yeah, Invictus is a fucking classic. That's actually a very good suggestion. Thank you. Ah, Norian. I was hoping you'd come by. I need your help with something. Concern's Wide Gully. He's recovered from the wound suffered in Coerthas and resumed his mining for the guild. Wonderful news to be sure, but one thing yet troubles me. You see, Wide Gully has been taking on far more tasks than a single man should. Some attributes his newfound fervor to the sting of losing that ill-conceived Jade contest. But I suspect there's more to tell. I tried to broach the subject with him, but he's stubborn as an oryx, insisting it's not but my imagination. But I know there's something, and where I've failed, you might succeed. Strange though this may sound, you're the closest thing he has to a friend here. So I beg you, Norian, speak with Wide Gully and try to learn what ails him. Do what you can to ease his burden.
No doubt Alberta sent you. She's been on me something fierce since I came back. But it doesn't matter why you're here or at whose request. Simple truth is, I need your help. I've got a secret that would be sure to bring some great shame on my family, but I need to tell someone, and I know that you're an honest sort. Ledgers at the concern have been tampered with, and I'm being credited for work I didn't do. Wasn't keen on believing it, but the culprit is my own father. I first suspected something was off when I received my last evaluation. I know better than anyone what I do around here, and I knew it wasn't working that much. I looked over the concern's records of its dealings with the guild, and sure as day, I found some right damning evidence. Didn't know whether to laugh or cry. I never wanted it said that I had a leg up in the guild because I'm the vice foreman's son. If I was to succeed, I wanted it to be by my own hands. Learning that my own man was falsifying my accomplishments was like a punch to the gut. That's why I've been working so feverishly of late. By fulfilling enough orders, I'm hoping to turn my father's lies into truths. But I've taken on more jobs than I've got hands to juggle them with. So like I said, adventurer, I need your help. I'd say I'm swallowing my pride to ask you this, but I got no pride left. Whatever happens from here on out, I'm a miner first and foremost. I just want to do my job. Right now, the order giving me the biggest headache is one for 20 chunks of electrum ore. You find the stuff south of Camp Bronze Lake, up in Upper Lenosha. Please hurry. And thanks. I already got it. If you got the 20 chunks of electrum ore yet? In case you've forgotten, you'll find them south of Camp Bronze Lake over in Upper Lenosha. Please hurry.
Bing. Swimsuit Lady Loki calls to me. That tracks.
Gratitude rolls queerly off my lips, does it? Maybe that's something that comes more natural with time. It's only my pride that held it back before, and as I said, I've none of that left. I have to work harder than ever now to make my fictionalized accomplishments more than just ink on parchment. As of now, I'm a fraud, plain and simple. Not unlike this electrum, really. 'Tis impure stuff. Gold mixed up with silver and other metals. What am I saying? That comparison ain't fair to electrum. At least this alloy is worth something. You see, when refined, electrum takes on an opulent whitish hue not seen in other metals. And there are certain things that can be made without it, so it's prized by crafters. No, if I'm to liken myself to any metal, it'd have to be common brass. Stuff's pretty enough to look at when polished, but worth little and less. Yeah, I had dreams of being special. A one-of-a-kind type of miner everyone respected, but now just... Enough of this brooding. I hate myself as it is. No need to add being a whiny sop to my list of failings. You saved my hide today, Norian, and I'll find a way to repay the debt. Mark my words. Hat.
Bam, bam, bam. Sweet. Alright, next one's at 50. Right? Yes. And that'll give me something cool. Before that, though, alright. Gathering log. The next spot's to go to. Holy shit. Have I gathered everything in the log real quick before I continue? Yes. No. Yes. Fucking hell. Wait. What the fuck? The what? Okay. Guess we've got to work for this one. All right. In my opinion, the original voice actors were elocutionists, hence poetry, suggestion by the by. No, absolutely. And in general, I do want to be clear. The reason I am very much so seeking to do completely different things. That's why my first monologue that I rolled out was like this bombastic speech that's going out to people, whereas the second one I'm doing is more of an internal struggle, and it's more of a subtle, self-reflective situation. And so the idea is like showing growth and this, that, or the other. So like I do want to show different things as I go. Right? So I'm absolutely not going to sit here and question the idea of poetry, because poetry is very much so something that'll help me show a different idea or a different angle compared to where I'm at. This I absolutely do not need. Okay, cool. Alright, so I guess I'm going to Blue Flog, right? Yes. Alright, so I'm going to cut off here. Like I said, I will be back Friday. And Friday, we will dive into my next of my 12 for 12 games and hopefully beat it all in one stream, because it's not super long, which is The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's supposed to be very fun. It's supposed to be very good, and I'm absolutely looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good time. Like I said, look out for my stuff on socials, on the short form websites and all that. I'll be dropping some voiceover sample monologues and the like to try and boost me out there. And just if you see it, any likes, any retweets, any of that would be really, really appreciated, because like getting laid off fucking sucks, y'all. So yeah. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. Till next time.